guys, in this video we're going to be covering the pros and the cons of living in New Orleans, so stick around to the end. I'm Natalie.
And I'm Carson. We're real estate agents and investors at Weichert Realtors, Lozier Properties. And if you're looking to sell your house, we'll either sell it for you or we'll buy it ourselves. And if you're looking to move in the next week or in the next few months, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, schedule a Zoom call with us so we can help you make that smooth move to South Louisiana. If this is your first time to the channel, guys, and you want to know anything and everything about living in South Louisiana, cities like New Orleans, make sure you subscribe and tap the bell for notifications so that you can be the first to know about what's going on with the current real estate market here in South Louisiana. Guys, the first pro about living in New Orleans is going to be the culture. It's such a culturally rich city. When I think of New Orleans, I think of Mardi Gras, of course. I think of food like crawfish, beignets, king cake, and I even think of traditions like eating red beans and rice on Mondays. I think of music, jazz. I think of second line bands. I think of people playing their saxophone on the street corner, live music everywhere you go. It's a fun atmosphere. It's just nice to walk around in New Orleans, especially the French Quarter, and just experience that culture.
All right, your first con of living in New Orleans is going to be that it's built under sea level, which means it has a much higher risk of flooding. And also when we think of it, Louisiana, there's hurricanes, which can be disastrous and cause a lot of destruction. So, but whenever we think of that, like we think of Hurricane Ida and Hurricane Katrina, which, you know, caused a lot of harm in New Orleans. But the good news is that there's been new levees built in the St. Bernard Parish, for instance, and which has helped the Arabi market because there's much lower risk of it flooding. So people are starting to move there more, and it's starting to explode with the people moving there.
So the good news in that is that since the levees have been built, there is a much lower risk of it flooding. However, the idea of floods and hurricanes is disturbing to some people, so just keep that in mind before you make your move to New Orleans. The second pro is going to be a pro/con depending on what your opinion on this is, but you can drink just about anywhere at any time in New Orleans. Some people that's going to be a good thing, some people that's going to be a bad thing. They don't want to see that happening in the streets, you know. But that's one of the potential upsides or downsides of living in New Orleans is your ability to drink.
All right, another pro of the New Orleans area is the architecture. It has really pretty architecture. There's like shotgun houses, there's houses with balconies, and some of them have multiple balconies on multiple different floors, which is beautiful, and people love balconies. But it's just a really unique, pretty, like, it's like an older kind of look, but it's really beautiful to live there with the houses and the style they have.
So building off of that, one of the other pros is the French Quarter, which has outstanding architecture. It's most famous for the cathedral in Jackson Square. That architecture is just so beautiful. I painted the cathedral multiple times when I was younger. But all the shops in the French Quarter are so cute. There's an antique shop, and that's one of my favorite ones they have down there. Yeah, there's Cafe Du Monde in the French Quarter, so while you're shopping, you could stop by Cafe Du Monde and get your beignets, like I had mentioned earlier. French Quarter is such a nice place to visit, to spend a day. I've spent multiple birthdays in the French Quarter just walking around having a good time. So French Quarter is pro number 6. And the last con of living in New Orleans, guys, is going to be the heat and humidity. And I should say the cold too, because with humidity, when it's hot, it feels hotter than it actually is. When it's cold, it feels colder than it actually is. You feel it in your bones when it's cold, and it's sticky, and it's nasty outside sometimes, guys. So keep that in mind. before you make your move to New Orleans. So with all this information, I want you to weigh your pros and cons before moving here and make that informed decision. We will cover plenty of other suburbs around New Orleans. Maybe the New Orleans area specifically isn't the area that you move to, and maybe it is. We can help you with the move either way, but we're going to cover plenty of other cities and suburbs, and we'll be doing pros and cons of just about every single one of them, guys. So stay tuned for those. So whether you're moving in the next week or in the next few months, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, schedule a Zoom call with us so we can help you make that smooth move.
All right, see you soon, guys.